Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you all. Afena wabaswa mema umonyi na akwaba. Wabaswa ya na washe video na mame wate. Let's share the video na enkwa echiri. Minu ya wosheme. We eye fa nhudi hotspot show. Sa afena wabaswa share the video mame. Moma yemfa bibi kakrebi entoso na yenko yenim. Amanfo afe na waba so a mesrɛ sɛ wobɛhyɛ video na eba betoa yɛn Agyapadie reading of Agyapadie, as well as we are going to talk about a educational minister say ɔba bɛsesa school we colors ɛne yɛn school ntaadeɛ no. I don't know whether some parents are involved in this because obi mma ɛna ɛkɔ school ɛna in today's democracy, as well as how politics is, it is very dangerous when parents, any sector, any beneficiary of any laws are not involved in the law. It is a friend of Wabaso, a message share video. No, mommy, I'm my author. Good morning to you. Share the video. Let us move forward with everything that we are learning. Let us take it deeper and deeper and deeper. Let learning be our everyday habit. Today, one share one suya obi at the one eba bedane 7. So let's share the video. Na yenim. I will also go through some of the plans mefane say the manifestos of Akufo-Addo, how they plan to stage things even if they are not in power, how they plan to cause financial loss to the society in Ghana, even though when they are not in power, how they plan to silence us away, leaders and specific people who are in a leading role, the people who will be speaking for the majority of the Ghanaians to hear, how they plan to silence them, how are planning silence how are they silence people through the collapsing of banking, how they silence people through the collapsing of radio stations. So the average Ghanaian will not hear the truth of the matter and the things that are going on in Ghana. That is what we are dealing with in Ghana. Some of us are not in the country, but we have become very passionate about the things people are going through. As I'm sitting here, I'm not feeling well at all, but again, I have to entertain myself in one way or the other. I have to keep myself strong. And so I take it upon myself to educate people about what is going on, the reality on the ground. That is what we speak about on this platform. So if this is your first time, I will urge you that at this moment where we are right now, the Akufo-Addo government has made everything possible for you, the Ghanaian, not to hear what is going on, and for you, the Ghanaian, not to listen to how they plan to do things that will cause you, as currently how it is causing the people of Ghana to go to from A to point B, how it is causing you to even buy tomatoes or onion or gobe or even kenke in Ghana, how it is causing you and how Ghanaians has played a role in making sure that these things happens because of what? Tribal politics. If you are here, don't sit here, don't just watch me. Share the video, let your comment come in. Let it go on every platform that you actually are. Let the good news be heard from your own mouth. And also, let your minds and your all energy be channeled to learning and learning alone. Let me just read to you about what the financial, the Agyapadie. Last time I read to the page 2. Let me continue with the page. I'm continuing to the page where the economic and the financial sector control, how they plan to control these sectors. And My pity goes to the people who are following this party, current party, and how they plotted Baumia in the specific area that they can manipulate him and through him to accomplish the task of what their project is. They call Ghana as their project. Getting, a big money. They cause Galamsey, use Ghanaians' money to investigate Galamsey. And these are some of the things that we are dealing with in Ghana. And if you say Fefe, wow, Obeka Fefe, Ewa Ghana, Hono, not just say Yabecho. So let me continue. The economy and the financial system institutes the nerves of every country. Indeed, political power and economic power controls are inextricably linked in such a way that any group that controls economic might of a nation essentially controls its political power. At the same time, political power and virtually a condition precedents to economic and financial power in our country and Africa as a whole. This is their plan, and I will explain it. First of all, they discover which area they can. Good morning, Ebenezer. They discover that the area that they can actually get a hold on the financial sector, electricity, also the the media, the media, and also finally the human. When you get the mind of a person, you control the body too. So first of all, they started with making sure that they bring people on board to make them feel that they are part of the pie, such as chiefs in Ghana, the stakeholders, people like the churches. They really eyed, they really focused on the churches in a particular way, which we will get there. So our agenda, meaning their agenda, the Akufo-Addo's agenda for political dominance, would hinge on our financial might. So in order for them to control the political sector is how wealthy and how rich they are, which is what we are seeing right now. We therefore need overwhelming control of key economic growth pillars of Ghana. Such dominance would ensure significant inflow of resources to finance our political blueprint. Again, control of key economic and financial sectors would give an apparel leverage in period we may not have direct political authority. So if they are rich, even though if they are not in power, they can still control. Okay, they can still control, and this is what how they are going to control it. With economical power, we could manipulate the system to generate unfortunate economic situations enough to make any government of the day not directly under our control become unpopular. And this includes MPP. By the way, it's not just NDC. So their way to continue to be in control, and they are talking about their offspring. If you read from the beginning, they are talking about the unborn of a repaying fee, the unborn, and also the infants, anyone, the stepchildren, and the biological children. Okay. The first phase of economic and financial sector control was to be implemented in Nana's first term. So all they did, and this was to empower of Kenoforiata's bank and collapse the rest of the private banks, And they did that so nicely, and Ghanaians handed it to them, and it became political game beer. We thought it was, when they brought up a whole lot. Canada, they attempt. There was a bit of a wave during last year. Remember, some tapes went out because Nana Akufo-Addo wanted to fire Canada, and it was all in this 1 year. It was all, so the banking sector was all planned. The banking sector was all planned. So they rank a certain places as mother, biological children, and adopted children and all those things. Okay, let me read to you what some key people, okay, some key people. Well, I just want to read this one, and then we can go into our yes, talking woman Boache. I am very well here. Come and listen to me. Come and listen to me. So you see, some Ghanaians don't care about the wave, the air. If there's a fire, they don't care, or they don't have they themselves. Omuni eni dasuo biara ema omoho. Omuni eni dasuo biara ema omoho. Okay, guys, this is packed with every plan that Akufo-Addo and his political powers wanted to do for Ghanaians. So phase 1, this is a schedule to commence from January 2021. Given the height likelihood of Ghanaians giving Nana another term to govern this country, this phase would consolidate the gains made in the banking, insurance, and capital market financial services sector. It will also see to the taking of significant stakes in mining and oil and gas, telecommunication, as well as marine and aviation. The area of general manufacturing and commerce, which was not part of phase 1, has been introduced here. The banking, insurance, and capital, the control of this vital area will need to be expanded from a 2-tier system to a 3-tier system. Consequently, the strategies to be deployed in each of the sub-sector would be along the lines of mother. The mother, I will explain to you who the mother is. The mother is the main pillars. Keneforiata and Wemo, control. They are mainly responsible to make sure, say, all the other people who are powerful in the country remain silent and also weak. And that is so the banking sector no. So to a 3 tiers, consequently, strategies to be deployed in each of the sectors will be along the line of the mother. Biological children, direct control, and adopted children, indirect control. So control of the mother is essential to control the industry. So far, the head of the mother and his first deputy are strongly aligned to our cause. They are from our compound, and we perceive no threat. And these are direct people from like Achim. Wow, we are chin, they definitely like a Safoma for money or more keka hono. And I say for repaying more introduce into SNET and all those places, the banking, the head of the banking way, and in fact the security sector also no. Some of the mothers are there. Okay, so these are places that they have no threat from these two areas. The second deputy appears as the gender advocate and is also not a source of discomfort. In this vein, there is no need for changes in those places. So, Omusha baby, Omunipeni Guna, Intino ye shuffle biwo parliament, just so you guys can understand. It is, however, noted that the head is likely to reach retirement age before the end of phase 2. In that situation, the first deputy would have to be supported to take over. Replacement of the first deputy in such circumstances would not be by promoting the second deputy into the role of the first. Rather, a strong Bawumia loyalist should be appointed to the role. And they're having a very difficult time choosing the vice president because of these things, because in and then we have say they're having a very, very, very difficult time choosing Bawumia Okay, this is a line with protecting the legacy of Nana, could enable us to sidestep and further alienate the Kufuor factions. Kufuor factions are people who were for Kufuor. Remember, I said Kufuor, when he came to power, there were a lot of things and Kufuor na omumpe. Kufuor de share na sentem, and Kufuor those coming into politics is all about achemfo a omo fele say asantefo anya more credit than omo. Asantefo anya popularity within the social hierarchy when it comes to kingdoms ne nyama no. Akufo-Addo nkrofo after omo for say JB Dankwa fought a very difficult fight. Omo tirimu ne yede atoto omo nyina tim say they were more educated, they were more elite, and they are more of a first-class citizens than Ghanaians. Unsa asantefo na sabi na ye feel say omo ye racist e wo Ghana no afa de afa na ye hu omo o amanfo moma ye nhwe ye. So they want to weed out from MPP no. They want to get rid of the people who support Kufuor and all that, and it's all in this way. So biological children, these are banks in which we should have controlling interest. The collapse of a local banks with ties to the opposition, NDC, and other rival political factions during the clean-up operations undertaken by the mother. The mother was surrounding success. It facilitated the flow of substantial financial resources into our war fund through backflow of some of the advertised cleanup cost. Amanfo, you see, Ghana for Sabio, we are not too deep. We are not too deep because ya real more as so much nyansa nyina e wo ye ho. E mo e so mo kire ye nyansa no. Ya real mo nyina free kro no so. E mo e say ye hwe mo so. Ne ye di sua nyansa. Obroni timi e ko set camera sin rem. E de steady anoma bi o sidan or sha asase na se build foundation. Oh doctor, there was a very nice doctor I met on TikTok who does very well in those analysis and this research, and he spoke about how these Western countries, the reason why they are more advanced and they don't have stupid people like Rich Boateng society. People like Rich Boatengs are categorized. It is easier to source them out. Ghana no ya to yen nyina gum. Inti sabi nkwasiafo kwampo abe mixe enyansafo thinking say yen nyina we are the same. We are not the same. So the biological sector no, they want to so the mother no was referring to the big cahoos no mudi juma during the cleanup away banking collapsing. Omo more involved in making sure, and the radio stations, the media is part of the mother no. What the moment just say we and for a good document these are the banks which we should have controlling interest, okay? Omu cleaning up, which is way the political fashion, any bank link to anybody. What to me, I will close no. Omu make sure say omu be close to those banks, and Ghanaians gladly, just like they overthrown Osajefo Kwame Nkrumah, all the policies ni edi nuadom and kambom first. How are you loyal to our country and to the people we interact? These policies just say they single-handedly did such a job with the young people in Ghana and overthrown Kwame Nkrumah. Almost the same people, no. So this is what was found. It facilitated the flow and at the cost of the cleanup advertisement. Nyama omutunkofomu we no mu Paul adumo chirimu sankrofo no omu kana yetu omu no ene na ye mention wa ha no. The NDC has been poor in currently and consistently demanding details and accountability, the weakness of NDC people, and I mention detailed and accountability and audit of the funds spent. They didn't do a good job, and it said here, baby, no korenda no ye de toho. Omo good job, and komo ye good job. The reason why it's being mentioned here is if they would have done a good job, if NDC would have done a diligent job as MPP did during while they were in opposition, paying people to go to Dubai and plant a small local news way and bringing it to Ghana to fool people like Ghanaian leaders, NDC did not do that. Because NDC, all these money when you know, do I blame NDC? They never thought anybody can be this evil. Do I blame NDC for not being diligent? They relaxed. They thought everybody was like them. NDC people never thought the height of this evilness. They never thought of it. So they did a very poor job about the money spent. So the process further led to the establishment of Consolidated Bank, Bank Ghana, currently a wholly owned government of Ghana bank, and our proxies are well placed into take controlling interest when the bank is eventually returned to private owner. Charlie, messed up na ya to aso. Messed up way enkrofodi wo we mo pa. Let me finish with the banking sector no nemo mo pronenti. So this is what we private ownership. The Ghana Amalgamated Trust received is it 800 million from the government to ensure that ADB, the Prudential Bank, Universal Merchant Bank, NIB, and Omni and BSIC Bank were able to meet the minimum capital requirement to set out by the Bank of Ghana. These banks are either government banks, ABD and NIB, in the main have friendly ownership that, notwithstanding, our local and international partners are ready and able to take over government stake arising from the Ghana assets for these are their own companies. They name them a foreign partners. The takeover of CBG and the acquisition of a significant equity holding in the GAT assisted bank represents our strategy for direct play in the commercial banking space in the country. As a result of our hold on these banks, two goals, let me tell you something here so you can understand very, very well. Say, Ghana for Wemunina are the people who came with a strategy to make sure that they cause financial difficulties in the country so people can be running to them for mercy. One wabuana oko nsio na sena okwa no wako klemu the mud no na odiaba wa obagina nsio ni top na waye ne ho te say ne nan keten fianfian bi no oti nsuo nani. This is exactly what they did with Galamsey money no mama, and this one is a whole plan. They adopted children or say these are the top banks, and so they want to control. These are the top banks in the local scene with largely foreign ownership. These are the Kanoforia Tamu Bank, mama yanko yengenim kakra former Barclay Bank, the manager of this bank, the Barclay Banks na AFSA AFSA CCA, it is aligned. Okay, the manager, the management of this bank largely aligned, and Antoinette Kofi, who is the director of finance, is fully behind our project, which is their project. This explains her presence on a board of Mineral Income Investment Fund. board. Okay, any event that the position of managing director these are the people they adopted into, as long as you are in their project and as long as you agree with them, no, they call you adopted. Okay, so in the event to say is fully behind them. Okay, so in the event that the position of managing director of the institution becomes vacant, hopefully with Nana still in power, okay, diplomatic channels to Pretoria should be utilized in support of Antoinette ascending to that role, to the role. The substantial flow of government business to the bank since Nana came to power should continue to keep the bank on our side. This is why the Bank of Ghana was able to print millions of cedis. Oman J approval from from Parliament. Oman J any approval from Parliament. Ama from person can me reading the biological way ni omo keka ho baby or say biological the enterprise of group is the dominant leader of the insurance industry. Its position has been strongly enhanced since the coming into power MPP. Okay, there is really no need to aggressively pursue direct acquisition of additional insurance companies because these companies are strongly, since Nana Ba power, no, the biological children are where money can be coming from. So I'm doing very well, Jennifer. I'm doing very well. Adopted children, I said this. There's no action strategy. There's no active strategy for influence of the other insurance companies beyond appointment to the board and the senior management of SNET, which is SIG Group. Capital market and the mother and also me person me ko baby a osla owusu adwuma no ewo no amanfo ye betimi ahya ase ewa hanom moma men enhya ase ewa hanom moma men hya ase ewa hanom. Let me go through this one. Amanfo mo share video no because this is becoming a bit way. So these are all the plans of Akufo-Addo. And there's so many places I can read to you for you to understand why they closed Osla Owusu as a communication minister. The communication minister, telecommunication, we currently do not have much foothold in this sector. The critical role that a telecommunication company, which is why Osla Owusu eba in power to make sure someone close down we Canada Japan there no every good I say a very good asset Canada Japan mama yankan the word for Canada a party must as a matter of need and plausibility defend him going into 2020 election. He has the utmost control over our actions troopers and all the former criminal elements who are purposed for the final push. In addition to his deep pocket, his financing of the grassroots affirms our dire need of him at all costs in the year 2020. Someone muhunia can Juma Canada Japan ewa. Or say while conceding his magnanimity towards the base, his trenchant of being a loose cannon in attacking persons who should be left alone is sometimes worrying. As a result, he must eventually be weed off. Canada Japan. And no na Canada Japan go through no. Japan is going through a threat right now because of this thing. As our project reaps dividends, to need less and less of his funding, his self-confessed unbridled quest for personal wealth is a potential threat to causing us to suffer needless exposure. It is important for a dossier to be prepared on him and deliberately leaked through our friends in the opposition, who will call for his persecution. Colonel Opoku is to revise the 2016 plan and progress to his dossier for this purpose, but should not be filled under any official seal. Avenger Fred, Mama Menfa Womra, studio Aquaba. And then my kind Canada Japan, dear no Mama Yentum. Now Fedi Yenka the matter on the ground. Na Opoku Ajiman. As our flag, our flag, the mate of our flag bearer has shocked the nation. Almost shocking nation, you know. You see, women can do what a man can do as well. If only Ghanaian women, and then who say, ama baako, or baby a omuni na unfair dear has came into downplay Nana Opoku Ajiman, such a brilliant, a kind for Ghana, for women to celebrate, you know. Me who say one woman be a woman who na unfair de no nim ne tebia onim ne ho faso na de odwene se oba tetensam no eno na oba te ase. These are the people who fight for education. Women, when it comes to education, no man will fight for education except for a woman. If you look at the trend of the whole world, the way the Western education became solid, it came from women because we are the mothers. But we have one woman, Amma Baku, Obeye Baku nso ampa. Papa, welcome to Fanhude Hotspot Show. And I can't, and Yama Yama or mine etumpong, a binning Yamakin kind actually we are. Say, ya, Jenny Cosso, na ye focus of one. Ye be ye sa neamani na Emma or mine cosso nephew or mine. Na or mine are fan into my pebiefra. A binny MPP for plan on person or Modeba Parliament. Yamin shall say, Wabe coming home.
That is sounds.
Me pacho bema oneso kakra na pacho betimi abodi is it Evangel Fred ayisi
Evangel Fred is yes.
Okay obetimi ama oneso kakra na etiefo ate wonka e wa hanom se ne ebe ya ye betie ne awoka no ene ne amekenkan ye na odwene ho san menim se wakan we Bible na ye de abre se de Ghana ahokyere ebeba ene dum so ne nyina ehyem Oma chisha to was say, Omobema Ghana for what chiro, Mosani Abay on Betonton, Agyapadie ma private owners. What you know what's saying?
You how patriotism in Kanye.
Afedi Ametonka.
You want to say, or how can see a pa more mano. Na say, though working kind of man to me and teeny na, because I may struggle some about life until last part no, but who say, idea a day or mano, quack share or how can see mu. Ede ọma no ekwa akọhye ahokyere ene nkwasum paa mu ha eni sɛ ɔmamba bia wo obroni ka ne sɛ wo conscience anase wo yɛ reasonable no ɛsɛ hu sɛ ya de a ehu papa sɛ only group of people bi ɛpɛ sɛ ɔmo enslave ɔman no na ɔman no mu agyapadeɛ sɛ natural resources ne bibia opportunities a ɛwɔ ɔman no nyinaa no ɛbɛyɛ saa family no dea. Na sɛ woyɛ any Ghanaian bi a ɔwɔ ɔman no mu na ɔte biribi sei na yɛ sɛ woma wo yam hyehyew na woma w'ani nso yɛ dɛn ɛbrɛ na wobu fu because ɛnyɛ adeɛ a ɛni sɛ happen sɛ ɛkɔba saa obiara a ɔman no biara no we will become slaves. Nti adeɛ a any reasonable Ghanaian wote a sɛ woma wobu fu paa na ma wo yam hyehyew ɛnyɛ ade papa koraa ɛnyɛ ade pa koraa. So nti no ɛsɛ sɛ ɔman no nyinaa no yɛhu sɛ ɛyɛ nkoasom ɛna nkurɔfoɔ yi pɛ sɛ ɔmode ɔman no ɛkɔkɔhyɛ mu. So nkoasom na ɛsɛ ɔmode ɛkɔhyɛ mu.
Wei deɛ wohwɛ Ghana nkasa no a wotumi sɛ nkoasom no ebi mu plane yɛ sɛ ɛnwɔ hɔ daa, ebi mu plane Ghana sɛ Ghanafoɔ ɛntena nkoasom mu. Wohwɛ history yɛn history mpo a na mehwɛ sɛ yɛn papa bi ɔwɔ mehyia no wɔ TikTok yi na mehwɛ sɛ ɔbɛka adeɛ wei ho. Wohwɛ yɛn Ghana yɛn abakɔsɛm a wotumi sɛ nkoasom no ebusuakuo bi na ɔmo mpɛ sɛ Ghanafoɔ ɛbɛnya fanhodie ɛno na ɛma yɛn hu nea yɛhu yi nyinaa yi. Do you think sɛ Ghanafoɔ ɛpɛ fanhodie? Ghanafoɔ na ɛte Ghana no wodwene sɛ Ghanafoɔ pɛ fanhodie paa?
Ghanafoɔ pɛ fanhodie but akɔyɛ te sɛ from tete no saa family na wɔka no ɔmo ayɛ dɛn ɔmo blindfold majority of the people in the country, especially yɛne a yɛwɔ yɛn the accounts no they have blindfold us. Ɔmo ma yɛ believe ɔmo ma yɛ believe sɛ ɔmo na ɔmo yɛ papa na ɔmo a ɔmo ɛyɛ a ɔmo fight for ɔman no fanhodie ɛne ɔman no yiedie no ɔmo ma yɛ believe sɛ ɔmo na ɔmo fight ama yɛn no momu no ɛyɛ ɔmo momu ɛbɛsɛ ɔman no. So nti saa na akɔyɛ nti no ɛsɛ ɔman no nyinaa no ɛsɛ yɛma yɛni ɛba yɛn ho so sɛ family no wohwɛ according to the history na wɔka no a saa family one family no ma abɔ ɔman no fam koraa. So nti ɔman baabiara ɛsɛ yɛma yɛni ɛba yɛn ho so.
Okay, na sɛ yɛredi agyapadeɛ no wotumi sɛ yɛ one family ɔmo wɔ nie MPP government nankasa no it has a history of specific pillars ɔmo from big six Buzia Dankwa Buzia Dankwa Dongbe group Dombo. Okay.
Dombo,
Okay, nti sɛ ano Dankwa side no na ɛnɛ ɔmo ne Ghana fo ɔmo fo sɛ Ghana di ɔmo ɛka no. Sɛ wote ase sɛ ano ɛdeɛ na mfo sɛ up to today Ghana fo bi mu kyɛ sɛ yabobo nkɔfo din ɛwɛ yɛ kofo ɛwɛ yi Canada Japan deɛ me ready from soro hɔ efiri how ɔmo planning sɛ ɔmo benya tumi ɛwɔ banking sector yɛn minerals yɛn resources how ɔmo betumi a control any financial gains sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ ɔmo bɛyɛ powerful na ɛbɛ free sɛ ebusuafoɔ no mu no wei Kenoforia tane ɔkyerɛ daako Gabi ɛkofo ado asefoɔ ɔmo aplane ɔmo ahyehyɛ ɔmo nkɔla a yɛn wɔ ɔmo nyinaa ɔmo wu a nea ɔba ɛne nneɛma nyinaa na ɔmo ahyehyɛ ɛna ɔmo asɔre sɛsi ano because ɔmo se Dankwa JB Dankwa ɛna ɛto Ghana din nti ɔmo se Ghana reward ɔmo the way I saw on reward ɔmo. Now how do we now assure ourselves to say Dongbo and I said Dongbo Busiafo no sorry ewo Ghana. How do we know say in the next generation in the next years coming Obi foforo nkɔfa plan and draw plan about the political plan. Me fan say NDC. Yɛwɔ families ne yɛwɔ strongless wom we abrakwam wohwɛ ɔmo a didi akyɛ Sami Gyamfi playing a very very vital role. Na sɛ aba ne sɛ Sami Gyamfi ha ɛwɔ animdeɛ so de bɛ lead kuro yi a wobɛhwɛ na abusuakuo bi asɔre wɔ NDC mu sɛ ɔmo na ɔmo gye Ghana si hɔ nti no ɔmo na democracy no. Do you think Ghana for are educated to that extent to recognize and to be able to identify such dangers in the near future? Because Ghana for like comedy omododo. You see, these people has everything planned. How do Ghanaians, because me oko TikTok so once Ghana for and we are smart. The youth are very, very now aware of what is going on right now.
Yes.
How do we continue to educate people about such people? This goes beyond the party MPP, because they them or no ankasa he came for MPP. MPP was easier for him to become for them to become leaders and of NDC, but somebody else could go through NDC also. How do we Ghanaians become free of such a Hitler style? What was Hitler there? No, the same thing. No, sana Donald Trump also no obey mu to for specific group of people. Among for this is dangerous. So I so sabi so wadwene wum po a wo de kopa aduane da na wadwen sore mayen kwan na yen kyerɛkyerɛ wo mu na yen fa no one by one na yen sua ade, because obroni use scenarios ade yen si pen na ode aba into a reality, into a realm, the possibility. So what you say of how this thing can happen. When him say COVID, before COVID came into effect, before COVID, me share movie be just like COVID. Just like COVID. But Ghana ni and nan yene say ade we aboa bi tini dem so ye MPP ni ntino we e about Akufo-Addo nti Akufo-Addo ye MPP ni de ye njimi sam e na ama the whole of Ghana no say area but ohene na jimi ana say omo kro no sin nyina jimi sin ohene no nyansafo nse say o free ho ebe sesa nia nso tetefo na nyasa na motena Ghana enka nene agokale. You see, you think say munkuana mu de mu pese mu nyina mu jimi manipa ba ko da bi o tete no na sa na ti o ba mo no you can some people don't want change. Nene agokale, when you go to the Volta region and then they have the one king. Not Ghana was empire into obiane ne empire obiane ne nehine ene ne terrain omo obia wo ne terrain eno ntina fa wodie ba no ebi mu njintum agbefo gitum krobofo gitum ekropofo gitum kam chirempomfo gitum wanwanfo gitum ebusiako bi si da bi lalai omo njintum. Nene agokale wicked wing and a king na odi agbefo so mefa ne sa anwonafo so na oyaya etwa wo ohye efa wei the anwona land ni nyina ho. It took women to free. Since then no eno chiche omumu say we no all the regional bianje emfa ne hene ye nkoshe obi ase biom. This is this is revolution. This is mefa ne say when it comes to civilization, this is growth. But so how do we do that? Ewo Ghana o papa ma wanonko. How do we educate the masses?
For me, send me who I don't know.
O voice no we kire mpacho papa.
I will not make
We kire kura.
Bisa and then I just said abai a wati sui just about way a free abamu. She made me yes just about way ɛfiri aban mu, because say no aban wei no wasɛ ɔman no, wasɛ biribiara ɔman no mu. Nti ɔno aban wei firi hɔ a, aban a bɛba no na waba lay down structures ne ade na wasesasesa, wobɛtumi anya opportunity a yɛde asesasesa nneɛma bi a ɛsɛ sɛ yɛde yɛsesa, especially yɛn ɛyi no ɛyɛ constitution no, nneɛma bi wɔ hɔ nom a ɛyɛ sɛ wɔyɛ yɛsesa. So na yɛsesa way a even education kwan ɛfa so ɛkyerɛ nkwadaa adeɛ, nneɛma a ɛsɛ yɛkyerɛ wɔn ne ade nyinaa yɛ wɔn asan restructure biribiara. Nti sɛ yɛbɛtumi ayɛ biribi saa a, way forward no deɛ the best thing is sɛ government no ɛbɛsesa. Sɛ government no ansesa deɛ a, ɛne saa nkoasom ne saa problem yi no bɛkɔ so awɔ hɔ. Nti deɛ madwene a deɛ me nso medwene sɛ yɛbɛtumi aboa ɔman no no ɛno no.
Okay, very good. Amanfoɔ, nneɛma bi wɔ hanom a you see, so if you don't have this agyapadeɛ deal, wode ɛkɔkɔ fa bi wɔn daakye bi na watumi just to be part of the history sɛ yɛn kuro yi akoa bi baa so a ɔbaayɛ na ɔbɛyɛ wei sɛ ɛntaki a visionary people, the youth, to forge forward and fight for way justice and to go into this document and to make the masses aware of the plot about Ghana. Now, once waiting because you want an afrobimu or why you want Kokurafobo, they have no story because they were never part of anything. Omuna and Kolasho Munimua. Now, I had to say they have no hope. No more the pay allegiance to sabi wicked people because fie no ni panyini ewo ho. Opanyin bia was never part of any fight, any constitutional change or any law changes. Bu baby ewo akankasa say ye bo din exchange esesa mra enya de pa. And then mama ka say me chiro, all these teachings are wrong. All these teachings are wrong. America became America because of key individuals. And then you boom din away Harriet Tubman, you bonidin the Sesamra. Martin Luther King, you bonidin, even to our recent days. George Floyd, you bonidin the Sesamra, you the social nuisance ni and justice system no ye boni din de sesamra. Rosa Parks ye boni din de sesam emra. Ye nananom bebre Kwame Nkrumah Kwame Nkrumah ense hey erade obi kan asem bi. I don't know what you think though. Do you think that maybe we need to appease Nkrumah for our leaders to do better with Ghana because bo papa neti modern. Papa ni wuye, and I think nobody knows the curse he cursed Ghana before he died. What do you think about that?
Nokora na waka no. Nokora na waka because ne a Ghana for ɛde ɛyɛ papa no. Before sɛ obi wo no ɛm sɛ ɔkɛse ɔman no. Nti no if sɛ mpanyinfoɔ betumi ama wɔn ani aba saa ade wei so na yɛapɛ kwan bɛfa so ayɛ dɛ abreki those cases na biara nso betumi ayɛ dɛ aboa yɛn because case deɛ sɛ obi ɛkɛse na sɛ case no mbreki a wobɛyɛ dɛn a case no wɔ hɔ no nko ade a you will suffer for it.
Yeah.
Nti na sɛ ɛyɛ nokorɛ na waka no na ɛyɛ ayi paa sɛ Awurade na ayɛ dɛn abie ani ɛde saa ade wei aba. Nti sɛ ɔman no mpanyinfoɔ no ani bɛba wɔn ho so na ɛtumi apɛ biribi ayɛ ɛde abreki case no a I think sɛ ɛno nso bɛboa.
Unim ne enti ameka sa na me share documentary bi in a history of the Ireland ne who share the European countries no ne. You see, they used to just go to villages, no masoja. One of the documentaries, was saying, say, one of the kings in Libya, he pronounced curse. And shorter after that, near the perpetrator, the commander na order killing no became
No di anim no.
yeah, no di anim no. A mysterious sickness bi eba ne so after that ne yere after that omo di echi nyina yesu in the town no almost
Etre kan mo
every leader
nyina.
we yeah. And this is Abrofo history. During the time of Elanso, no, there was a sumbi war way UK ho. I said Bosomsum ni okofa bae no oko either say way for or so oko way for no oh this country oko Spanish for no kuro ni bi oko war ɛna ɔkɔsua saa adeɛ ne baayɛ ɛna ɔmo gye tum so ɔmo ɛna ɛma hela yɛtumi ɛkapcha hela ɔmo kɔkyante wɔ nwuram na I watched the documentary no wotumi ho sɛ Kwame Nkrumah ɛde yawo wuyɛ ma sɛ yɛ piizi na yɛanyɛ nneɛma bi a wotumi I think sɛ because wohwɛ after Kwame Nkrumah bi everything Ghana is rich. You can Ghana is rich, but yeah, Jimmy Mebunu no be I have to say we don't fight for development. We just want to appease our crony, wicked leaders and
individual. We fight for individual.
yeah, we don't fight for national development. I have to say
National development
up to
and
today,
national progress. Yes, yes,
up to
right.
today, a country that was leading during Kwame Nkrumah time and all a few dollars in Pono. Look at the magnitudes of the things he was able to leave Ghana up to today. I don't know, which means it was quality. Look at today.
Yes.
Which leader have you seen? Besides, Yebeka chip compounds and Saglime housing, police deben hospitals, banking hospitals. I think near Obefo say Obe implementing or no way kakrano. Then Yamia Buan Kaka because that teaching hospital, Mahama Kukura no, it is one of a kind. Market. And I did the answer. Papa Kurana say, and no me one. It doesn't benefit you. Make a market is useless to away Kumase for because they themselves said it. It to me, no idea be obegu it becomes useless to you. Now let's move into the education area. You see a best Ghana for uniform name, the color of the school. No, is it the government who is proposing, or this was something that each school district actually asks the feedback from parents? Because this is a school. This is education. This is not education is a reflection. Education is applying something to gain result. Mamefo has the utmost power. If whatever they control the educational sector, what they want to see in the future, who knows best, who wants best for a child more than the parents.
Yeah.
Do you think this is part of the control of a Kufuor?
Yes. It's part of the control. Now, enya de beboa omano. So she Akufo-Addo aye no ho se oye traitor. Onye leader. We're just a ruler or ruler. But for me, I personally is so much disappointed because I believe trust say it's a human right. Senana I who say a human right a lawyer. No me believe he say nanka be president and got the emrano eba be ejuma na watoto to nema yie obi biara o man mu a obɛyɛ ade a ɛmmɔ ɔman bia na nim sɛ ɔde saa nipa saa nkurɔfoɔ no bɛfa mmara kwan so na wɔyɛ dɛn wɔadili with them but very very unfortunate sɛ ɔbɛyɛ president no sɛ anammo a wɔto nyinaa no wotumi sɛ wɔamfa the rule of law no anyɛ adwuma biribiara a ɔyɛ biara no ɔmfa the rule of law ɔno ankasa take decision a na wɔakte na ɛyɛ sɛ other say parliament other say opposition and so they have become so powerless that they are not able to control him. And then I'll open our day oh yeah. And we share senior JM ne inuma 1 year before so which me I say any money now. Be sure say because we will be a where we tear some would a futu. He all the time love to listen to people. Somewhere 2016 no na me hwɛ no pa on Facebook na ɔnenam Kurasie pa typical village ɔkɔ bi wɔ hɔ nom a wɔhu sɛ ɔne mfantefoɔ a wɔkɔ apuei afarefoɔ no wɔhu sɛ ɔno nyinaa te kuduo no mu na wɔdi nkɔmmɔ na ɔbisabisa wɔn nsɛm.
I want for Moonlight channel, no Moonlight because I can say, say na ye to abanintino, ye channel, senka me say, oh, Canada visa, oh, me say, near Koso Canada, me say, ye Jim Crawford, ye say, Sikebia Begua, we want the same people, no. Omba Begusu, if I were to mention anything, Omba Begusu, but me say me sacrifice this channel at this time, although I don't get enough like before. And can me say, Nano I saw camera make Canada 17 conconsa 500 and something. And one time there was 6 something ball, eyeball, and no motion. Yan shakura nya 100 and something. And now ya can near Ghana ni ebe 200 more. So would the 2 me Ghana ni sa Ghana ni mpe. So I depend on the people who are watching to please like the channel, let your reaction keep coming in. And yes, as Facebook, they don't alert almost over 70,000 people are so please let your reaction keep coming. You share what TikTok and so TikTok ye course one in concern you could inte what the hano make politics one him yamon so ya to laptop bebre ya ship laptops you see over thousands of laptops are yediama young boys. So if you watch it what you say some crofo we mu pages bebre abie. And when you go, they don't have any followers, but they are there just to confuse the masses and to get rid of a certain news from the system. And you see, I don't know, said the Ghana ni fa. It to me a Ghana ni do Afazeo. Thank you very much for watching. Ma, thank you. Please share the video namuma reaction and also let you keep commenting. Unya ya found sesi we no so sa love ne hug no mo de mo hug me keke. That's all I need do. Mo love me na mo ma me thumb up keke. Say if this thing no sa no it triggers the algorithms whatever the system people will tell you to alert other people also to get the feed. And yes, will be a feed, Now, so we are here just to educate the people. So you too, I can choose not to come. Maybe to be my mate. I won't say may I real, but I'm not feeling well. But you see, and the little I can do is to speak. I'm in Canada. I don't keep quiet when it comes to rallying. I don't keep quiet when it comes to voicing my opinion through the union or through something that needs to get to the system. So please don't sit there. That is what makes you a Ghanaian. And no nema we a Ghanaian. Your voice alone should make a change in the system. But what Ghana, the political party in power wants to do, and right now as we speak, many people has been beaten, many people has been threatened, many people cannot work, many people has lost their job. They can't work because of their ambition and the drive they have for the country. So please, mama mo comment and mama mo likes and then so mra. Papa mpacho to asoma me.
Yeah, that's it. GM to me and away because na we will be a why no say utia sem utia futu on fa say we akwada kra ka sem no odwen ho say asema nipa ya kan ade a ehun hia obefa na ode eden ode adwuma utie nsem so entina ama wa eden watimi ye adwuma ɔyɛɛ no nyinaa no ɛna na meka sɛ 2016 no me na mehwɛ no Facebook wɔhu na nkuraseɛ paa very typical villages no ɔnam throughout the country ɔkɔtɔ throughout the country so ɛyɛ saa yi no ɛno na ɔde kyerɛw saa ayi people's manifesto no nti nea nkurɔfoɔ ɔman no mufoɔ ɛpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ no ɛno na ɔyɛ dɛn wɔtwerɛeɛ a ampa yɛhu sɛ wotumi de si UGCC ɛna ɔde sɛ Ridge Hospital, Legon Hospital ne Kajitia Market Terminal 3 na wɔyɛ expand the two major harbors na ɛwɔ hɔ no na kyerɛ sɛ massive development infrastructure development a wɔyɛɛ no is through listening but wohu sɛ the current president no wɔnyɛ obi a wɔtie asɛm nti na wohu sɛ ahemfo nyinaa yɛ kom asɔfoɔ nyinaa yɛ kom obiara ntumi nkasa but during the Mahama times no wohu sɛ obiara kasa nkurɔfoɔ kasa obiara nso ɛkasa biara no na wɔyɛ dɛ wotie nea ɛyɛ no no afa nea ɛnyɛ no nso no na wɔayɛ dɛn wato agu so ɛho nti no wohu sɛ abawei wontie asɛm nti no ɛna wama ɔmaa no aba bɛsi baabi a asi no nea a ɔno no pɛ ɛna wɔyɛ ɔnwe nipa no ho nipa a ɛwɔ ɔman no mu sɛ sɛ yɛbrɛ o sɛ ɛkɔm de yɛ ne o sɛ yɛyare o sɛ deɛ ne bɛto yɛ ne o ɔmfa ho so baabiara wokɔ biara no wote ne kasa na ahwɛ ne ne yɛ a woyɛ wotumi sɛ ɔmfa ɔma no ɛnyɛ ne dadwen
and I know crowd me who video bi a circulating or commande ahemfo
ɔmoti wɔ sɛ ɔmo nsɔre ɛyɛ ade a
it's an embarrassment and then you see the people in front of him also commanding the people to get up. Hey, Ghana ya kodu echire o. Osha Ghana kodu echire pa and we are emotionally weak also. Inti wo kasa na obi e de abasa me tribe or me party wansam na we are talking about humanity here. Ya ken nipa ho niama na ye kan. Enye about o party o. I mean if imagine sanka Mahama Wasono na omatwa video bi say Mahama remember there was ohini bi ana omo ebo national anthem na ote ho no Kufuado commande ne omo soma obi so omo koka nche no say so you see the demeanor the demeanor he even used for that man to get up. No respect, no value for the person. Like I had to say, there's no moral way within what he did. But then people applauded because, we love harsh punishment. Because of Nyama Mude di nipa. Tigana nibia pe harsh punishment man yonko. This time the man, you are president, so what? Una udi minus so. Anka him for and yet what it is in Ghana. Anko hinenu or no president, not Trudeau become mean sorry chia Trudeau. For them. For what and for why? Say men sorry, na min ko chia Trudeau. The say Trudeau ben teacher say Trudeau sene oni pebiana. O de brabesha the prime minister ye wa young man. Na no be school biana. Like people were just onipa or yonipa. But we have allowed people, bare human beings, to overtake and just walk all over us, and then we bow to these people. Yet these people does nothing for us. Just because we are talking about Kufuado.
papa na asɛm me na mekɔ no ho woka no ho asɛm no anka ne yɛ pɛ me no bɛko
wahwɛ
ye believe pa
adentina upo obi asɛm na obi ka ne ho asɛm na wone ne ba bɛko enye se enye atemdidie na emoma ye se ne nante na namotuo ade na obabeko wane na ganafo eko obi ho msa de na mementi ase enye se wutwa ntro me wa hanom na uni me se de memete na obi
Yeah.
kam ne wasam ya na beka se sister brother we die wo yakwa akire si nipa ya wo kana se minimu no but Akufo Addo me pa cho woni na ebu oman no Mahama ye ka Mahama asem na enye ntro na obi si Mahama ye sei mai woni na ebu man no how say kwa defend no
Oh, say, me earlier on, say, they made us believe, say, they are the saviors of the country. Because now, you need any on them, maybe. Now, still, no, nipa bebre, that's what was had to be. And there are there, say, through research and through, sɛ nkurɔfoɔ bi a ɔmo akasa nkurɔfoɔ bi a ɔmo yɛ vocal ɔmo kasa na ɔmo da nneɛma binom adi nti ama m'ani abie wɔ nneɛma bebree ho so nneɛma bebree nkurɔfoɔ bebree wɔ hɔ nom a ɔmo te saa sɛ ɔka ne ho asɛm na bɛsom ɛyɛ sɛ ebi a medidi wɔ atam but mɛmo ahu sɛ nea woka no yɛ wrong but then na ɛnyɛ right because nipa no nea ɔyɛ no ɔno ankasa na yɛde n'adwene ɛyɛ but na because yɛnni nimdeɛ ɛwɔ nneɛma bi mu nti ɛna na yɛyɛ saa but yɛsɛ no m'ani abie wɔ nneɛma bi ho nti no I will not be doing those things.
meko Ottawa bebe a yehye yemra hye bia woni we ewo Ottawa the Parliament House ho now said the whole grounds no security wo ho police for omo amene omko we bi twa pictures omo ne police for yi on say OPP for yi no mo twa picture ultimu say there is a clear there's a ayonkofa ewo ho won say they are there to protect not to intimidate not to scare people off
Yeah,
omo wo
that's
ho
how it should be.
obi a chro ewo board no so say Trudeau yan prime minister which is equivalent of president ono di Canada mining nyina so Canada eso sene one area memeti on Ontario one area peso sene Nigeria one province eso sene Nigeria
Wow.
Toronto kura no hwa Canada so sene United States of America but United States of America has billions of people over 300 and something and what 30 something per so you can imagine empty spaces that
Yeah.
you can imagine in Suya which is like US but US and the people are packed in okay Papa young man 40 something per odi the whole Canada so go to the
Wow.
Parliament House and look at the people who are there say upe rally pa ko Ottawa na kɔhwɛ and Saturday ko ho na kɔhwɛ nyama ekoso obi gina bridge na so and na watchro obi a ye ne rally obi a with different needs aboriginal say yo mo rally and a Canadian me pure way abrofo a won say omo mfa eniema bi won say just say and no matter we love you the government dollar omo ton all sorts almost so they bring these things into materials a bit actual pamphlets omo into omo de aye bible omo the government way you know omo niama omo ye no omo de aye bible until ko omo gina parliament na omo hande pamphlets to you the government don't
Yeah.
love you we love you the government don't love you we don't na papa bi gina ho or say I am one of the people he arrested or sending a dog young obroni and I can't tell me mommy video no say then na papa ya me the papa dia me ye foreign no why ya dia mama me dia me ye immigrant na or ye way me dia me jimie man ko kasa ampo ankyere no but ne o ka no say Trudeau free hon so a menya abundance because ne oba no ba be take care of na Trudeau ye na benefiting me no plus ne ono so ye no so ono so anye ya so utimi wo say nkro we no ne enti ekoso ne ye saa ne amana we have perceived we are you say yen mama Genevieve Akwaba is fighting for my friend say people who are people with disability
Yeah.
and now all fighting during the time of my friend say NDC. Why would I want to go to your sister Genevieve, who is using his political right or the state, or because as a citizen, you can go to parliament and be part of the lawmakers. So there is a place within the constitution for you. That place is, say, if you are a worker, walk off the job, make so much noise with your union, now you walk off the job. First, you go through arbitration, you go through whatever stages, and then final way, a strike.
Yeah.
That is a political right of an individual. So, yeah, Mami Genevieve, na me Mami Genevieve, I call Jam Parliament to us, and say, Trudeau, de mrawe, the people with disability. Na mia, Trudeau, mame, away, or the bibi dada, me, unim yo ye. Parent complain this time will charge 200 dB mobia. There were parents where I work at. Almost said that this says the canon, a command school. Omo de ko toto niam akoma school ne say fa osika hye wutu yempe. Yes. Omo ka kire ne say fa osika fa hye shove it, because this is a bandage. They want a permanent fix. Canada ha. Well, when in politics, you know, me say get into politics or Canada, you will understand. They play politics. When we call a carbon tax, yeah, papers or the bay or no abuse, the same to the moon. It's a funny penasem. A young fonson and also I intend to penasem. Teachers a phone on a voting man. Papa, it is very, very, very good. So you don't go and counter react to what Yamami Genevieve or not so near here no SSR binding Yamano. They need to meet all of our needs. But Ghana, no, we don't understand politics. Yafa politics is efficacy montoko ebi na esi abusia way against abusia way. Nti wo so come na si wani mpe na obi eba bedi watam, because why? You are speaking during the time of MPP. So me omo ne me na ko ra NDC mu ontimi ye NDC ni. But if NDC comes, na mabaye sa woman I glow for debe na. I am the biggest hypocrite, and I'm bigger than that. I am stronger than that. I am not weak. I'm not a weak person. I go in because I want to be part of the decision where my voice at least can be heard. Say, I am fighting for such areas of the government. You know, I want the people in Ghana, say project, not say for disabled. I want a disabled person to head peer head did that thing, no. Command minister and as a MP. That is not their job. The MP's office activates the policy. My friend said the program, no, and as a project, you know. Into my friend say, yeah, BB for people with disability. Not a rolling out. Why any nisu sene ni go through that pain, you know. That is why me say. Se mekasa ma NDC, because they tend to listen a lot. They are not part of the Ghana Agyapadie. Now one so brother can want to say Agyapadie or my. But if you are not part of the decision, if you don't make noise, they don't hear you. Only microphone me because I'm not specific. I'm not directing my fight to specific. Ekutia de ekutia. But say o person nipa na wo na Christianity akoko bona so non who say wona say if you are stronger, if you are way me fan say if you are confident and competent and also convicted of what you are doing now, na go kokachile ni say papa wona me no woka. So I say, but we are so weak in everything we do. We are afraid. If you are afraid, you cannot be the voices of people. It is very, very good. So we are gonna need me say kokoshe parliament we a week me long weekend be me san ko na me san ko twa Ghana for say Ghana for yi say ye kun for specific things. I may interview one of the people, maybe says, which party do you belong to, and hear from them.
Fantastic.
What way now we say with the uniform, no, say ye babe change uniform Ghana for mommy for, are you aware? Say ye be pam atade ahye wo ba enimguase ntade ohia ntade abrase abrasenta de afen so ye be ota into your child's future. Ye can say obi a ota into a future eno ne pastors omo ga no mo hye nkombone. Inti ama se say no umma future for the past 8 years omo ana omo wo 10 no, they are 18 today. Ene eden bre no mo bre. Yesan ba be ye biom. Ye be pamanim guase ohinya abrase jumani ni won just say everything ye be pama hye wo ba no. Wo se say papa idea na wo kan fa sa uniform na ho. What do you think? Meaning say buy or scheme na binu. But how do we now get it to the parent to know say this is not a buying decision? You see, this is a parent community. The community na woman no. Omo pay. Can they afford? And I know schools cannot impose a uniform on parent. You know, almost say no. We don't want to label our children. We want them to have an open mind. We want them to have selection and choices. Inti yem pese yebe pamuntade ahye omo na omo nam ho a ya hye omo nso nti no yem pe uniform school be share uniform school be share uniform say kura they weed it out afen so there's a financial strength aban over to amayen that eno nti aban na ka ubeto uniform no. So why do we omo ba be create adwuma tie me? This is how they create contract for themselves.
Yeah.
Ghana ni a wotie me moma yensua de enko akire aban nhyehyeye bia na se policy bi ode beba na obe create adwuma for the enye adwuma for the public.
I'm an enkrofo.
Yes, obe create adwuma man enko moma yenhwe yi pa nti oba be painti schools no ene omo ba for we omo be create adwuma momo ho last minute chop yeba be ye uniform yeba be create adwuma momo ho na wono na wonso wo bantimi afford the school uniform no be society ohie di mu ma yesa de ka where is our header papa can last minute mama Genevieve was say people with disabilities were arrested because of demanding for our right last year, and I saw the videos.
Very bad.
I saw the videos.
Enjoy
Enjoy papa. Or say government Ghana force Ghanaians to vote them in power of using that power to humiliate and control us. If not, that's how will President command chief to stand up before he greets them. Ghana we dey, oh Ghana we dey, papa na who can say, Fin boy, and no na who can say president wo ye hwan president is osomfo oman no wo na wo som oman no enya oman na som. See how we are corrupt in the head, and then you have MPP people to come and defend this one. Papa mesro kan wo last week na ye mention time wo hana mention nia Saturday wo mame me we eneme bi ese me ye na yesan we yi ko na ye nkohwe nia ye wo ye me ko je me ntoma but of our last week ewure mu mame.
That's ade ba kon say mamefo no ehwe say atare yellow and brown na nkoda ne hye no the former omo adwin kwa akire and omo dey say by because nje nkoda no obi ho no a o mame no omo si omo niama once in a week and we sha atare no no dey go school nkoda nso omo di agro of form ne ade brown and yellow no I don't know it's very difficult to say a figure na
Yeah.
so a fia but with we now dey ban so white and but just say every year you be almost every day no you have to wash and I also say go buy we at a tax is a tax at also. And these are some of the things I say mothers no day. As I say mothers no any a man for in I sorry
Let me mama sound
I
pound. Good.
Ɛnyɛ ade a ɛsɛ mu sɛ ɛnyɛ ade a ɛbɛyɛ dɛn ɛbɛboa so ɔho na ɔmo nsɔre ɛnyɛ dɛn ɛntia so ɔmo ansɔ mpanyinfoɔ na aka sɛ wankasa wo tiri ho a yɛyi wɔ yi bɔne nti no ɔmo ansɔre na ɔmo ankasa deɛ a ade no a ɛba no ɛnyɛ ade a ɛtwa yie ɛtum sɛ because MPP flag ɛyɛ ɛyi blue white ɛna red nti no yɛde MPP flag no ɛna yɛbɛyɛ dɛn yɛde dane uniform no ne apam de ahyehyɛ nkwadaa no it's as easy as that so nti no mothers no ɔmo nsɔre na ɔmo nkasa abɛdu baabi a ɛsɛ tumi a yɛde hyɛ ɔmampanyin nsa no ɛsɛ no tumi no ɛkɔ awieɛ yɛn na yɛyɛ dɛn yɛvote tumi ano ɛde adwuma ahyɛ ne nsa sɛ yɛ adwuma ma yɛn na yɛafa n'adwuma a yɛwɔ tumi yɛde yɛ tumi na yɛde ayɛ dɛn yɛde no asi hɔ nti yɛde no si hɔ nso sɛ ɔma mɛyɛ dɛn ɔma mɛsom yɛn yɛamfa no ama mɛsi hɔ sɛ ɔmmra ma yɛn som no wayɛ sɛ no yɛhwɛ no sɛ ayɛ dɛn akɔyɛ the opposite yɛte sɛnea ɛwɔ president ɔba ɛbɛne yɛ kasa even the ordinary citizen po as president ni sɛ ɔne ordinary citizen kasa kɛkɛ woka kasa hunu kyerɛ ordinary citizen badeɛ ne ɛhu ahemfo koraa ahemfo sɛ Ghana yɛvalu ahemfo yie yɛrespect wɔn because aban bɛba aban bɛkɔ yɛ ahemfo no deɛ yɛnya ɛtwiri no na wɔte hɔnom a ɔbɛtena hɔnom a kɔpem sɛ ɛbɛyɛ dɛn ɔbɛwu so ahu na such people no o as a president ɛyɛ sɛ wode nidie ma ɔmo no wotumi ba bɛkeka nsɛm a ɛte saa ɛde kyerɛ ɔmo ɛtumi behave saa ntwa yie ntwa yie but
Nyame
Ghana
nhyira
me wonder why yɛwɔ the members of council of state ɛne a president nkurɔfoɔ a yɛtua ɔmo ka ɛma ɔmo serve as advisers sɛ nneɛma bi sei no sɛ ɔmo ntu no fo anaasɛ dɛn I don't know so ɛyɛ sɛ a ɔmo ntumi nya no kasa kyerɛ because ɛnyɛ fine egu ɔno ankasa as president no egu ne ho fi ɛsɛ ɔwɔakti in a way a ɛbɛyɛ dɛn ɛbɛte w'anim na ɛbɛyɛ yi ama wo because ɛbɛyɛ wo legacy they say it has gone into the book sɛ president bi baeɛ a ɔno deɛ sei na ɔyɛ dɛn ɔtiriti ahemfo ɛno no it will not speak well for you as a president so you come here so ɛberɛ a wɔpɛ tumi no yɛhwɛ sɛ na osi ɛyɛ he went down to the people sometimes baako mu no ɔkɔne ordinary people ɛtena ase didi yɛban dɛn na yɛde tumi maa wɔ a afei deɛ ahemfo a yɛvalu wɔn no wode wɔn anim ɛtwitwi fam nti no advisers na ɔmo atwa ne ho ahyia ne the members of council of state no ɛsɛ ɔmo ɛyɛ dɛn ɔmo nya no kasa kyerɛ way bi a even as this year yɛ election year no ɛnim sɛ the past 7 years no wayɛ nneɛma bebree a ɔmo ano ɛbɔ anyo nka this year no woyɛ panyin a w'ani ɛda hɔ na wadwen mu ɛkyi no ɛsɛ wohu sɛ this year no yɛ election year ɛsɛ woyɛ nneɛma a at least bɛtumi akasa yie ama ɔman no atumi adwen wo ho yie but wohu sɛ nea woyɛ biara na mo biara wotu biara no wohu sɛ ntwa yie nti no the members of council of state ne president advisers ɛyɛ a ɔmo ntu no fo so ɔmo ntu no fo na ɛnyɛ saa
adeɛ no sɛ Akufo-Addo study Ghanafoɔ ehu sɛ ɔmo yɛ god like they are very very emotionally confused mo sɛ yɛwɔ nneyɛe bi a yɛn yɛhwɛ na yɛde ebua sɛ nipa no yɛ ahobrɛaseɛni saa adeɛ no na oburoni kurom ha ɔde manipulative items and signs proving them wrong. You don't put coat on character. You cannot wear character as a dress. And yes, you will be defeated and you are going to be lied to. And just like a Akufo-Addo, ɔde nkurɔfoɔ kɔdi wei fufuo sɛ dɔkono ɔkɔ nkurɔfo fie na oketwi kasa na onom kalipo na oye niema bebre eno na Ghana ni hu ni se che se ya manata ya masuban atade ahye nti se obi obehye sa atade no na onso okura suban foforo no Ghana ni adwene ya educate no to do probing and how to identify. Hey, economic education is a must. I'm telling you, just say my boys too. Sanka omo etie mi anka me se anka omo nko suku afan anka the course a me pepa ye human development and psychology we study. Omo nsua saa hu nipa dasani. Said the nipa Jennifer because abrofo we mu no all these old doctors you know when him say bribi the climate change impo no way some of the stations you know they don't go and ask the current way omo ko bisa nkokurafo no maritime no mutifie na omo study ade we ya na omo nim ewie mu no omo study nim the climate way ya who say omo ne the old since their childhood akwala ketwa na otimi identify to be a scientist or to be whatever a way astronomer or person or so these people are so advanced in studying and research upon research and documentations upon documentation they know exactly how to correct behaviors in the system so the system will be at peace and also clean but Ghana ne de yem paying no even your one nyansa kora no yesementie nyansasem enyansasem adane nkwasiasem ewo yen society no because society is so disturbed and they've made it so no ma the more foolish people the better it is for those on the top Papa Nyankopon Enshirao. Good morning, Albert. Thank you for joining us. And Fred. Yep, and the title too. Me pamacho, me damasepa. I hope someone share video no. Na enquete because this time no, it's only 11 people now share, which I am not impressed. I'm on for one share video no. And say no, essence say you can politics in no. Unim say ya no mo what they've done for Facebook not to forward your feed, you know. They made it and I know one guy back on teaching about history. When you say Nanu Yan and Saka report from what many say line is no kind report from TikTok in Pomo attacking war. TikTok in the report brand said, oh, they've now investigated TikTok in the Omunya America for now. I be Jimmy Omu Adaje. TikTok for the report brand said we now see say all the report about all the winning now was false because they listen omo timi emma obi etie nia wo kan no ehwe say yampa because if they are receiving but we Facebook no it goes by feed unless say yen anytime wo Ghana asem na ye kan wo pe enfuturo no mu satenem ehyew no mu satenem nsuo we swimming pool na dada mo mfikyire saa manholes no tinam so what you say ye ba beto ba bi a ye pe me ba Ghana me fro me we me I can afford taxi all the way let me go Ghana all around with my money me say me bo aban we kakra me yi me credit card one credit card mu kura 10 grand me say me de ba Ghana me me akobo bosin akora de aba hanu me ba han so a ye ma chimi ntu what in ampachira wo into part na ho me ba me be bo over time meti ya me wo uber kra we wo ho me sorry sesi na me tisimu a me be fie na me kura 2 something me ni anamo upa tam ko upa me mfa ko 24 hours evening shift meti me akobo na ko safety boot won se ne amenya wo TDS school board na nso me a meti me akobo evening me ba me ko si adwuma metim computer chi na me to nkokora mpo no bia ntimi eno kora ebre obi a okora wo school dem okora bre dada na me a me kwa akoto nko we me adwuma mu me ngira machine bia ho I can do any just say metimi am manage myself etimi nso aye 3 jobs e wo krom ha if I want na me dia background abe yi wahi So what you say?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can do what
Yeah.
that. But once I take Ghana now, yamau 20,000, 50,000, 50,000 or Ghana. How much? Where would they get you? And now what they call see hotel one never better amount. Obia medaho. And then Brian Champion and the hotel will see huge away pa structures. But say no, or best say sika, minya enkosia ga. Sika eso onya no, but anyway, sika no no onya ye ntika kre bi obedi keke
Yeah.
kra no yo okay.
Yeah.
Jimi sa
Yeah.
na e dia so man no. Nyame nhyira
Yeah.
wo papa.
I think so.
Nyame nhyira wo.
Abusuafo a ɛba bɛtie life no nyinaa Awurade nka obiara ho Awurade ma obiara ho ban na ɔma ɛnsi obiara yie biribiara a ɛda obiara so biara nso Awurade ma obiara nsa nka yɛn nyinaa ɔman no yie nti ɛna yɛpɛ yɛbɔ mpaeɛ sɛ Awurade Nyankopɔn bɛma nipa a ɔno nim sɛ obɛtumi adi ɔman no anim na waboa ama ɔman no atumi anya baabi pa asi no saa nipa no na yɛsrɛ sɛ Awurade ɛmfa no ma yɛn ɛbɔ mpaeɛ wɔ Yesu din mu amen.
Amen. Papa Abutrika, I don't know if you were watching, but Yapon, Madam was saying, Munina, Yamisha Munina, Yasha say 8 o'clock. Wow, per se, we join in. Papa Abu, next time I can send you a link. Nanka, once one Bekasabi, watch Rayen, Australia. More Australia, Monkura Umpie. Let me say, with a cram, baby out in a two luxury dodo. Michelle backyard, they know to turn nam no, you may say, papa ya me so tia obroni agya o sam na wo ti ba bi asikafo no kokrom ni bi na menhwe nsuo no because minimum obi o te Australia Indian fo ne sisi anaya kese akese nti wo no mehwe o street no kura asikafo no ho edin dodo me ha no asikafo na te sa area ho no sa wo ti ase na fa nam krom na yenhwe because I love Australia. In fact, there are people who are moving to Australia. It is one of the countries that offers the best living way, which is very good. I applaud you for what you're doing. In fact, one of the strongest men I have met on social media. I love what you're doing with your eager and your poised, also your teaching, and even the struggle where you started from, where you are today. And okra na inspire me. Some of our Nkurasefo brothers in Libya, I'm telling you, December, nam Ghana 20 every 2 weeks. Be omeko Ghana kope we konteni to safi. E de asay omo system no. Nanso menua be ma tena baabi a wote sa Nyankopon be hyira wo. Sa wote ase nyame nhyira wo papa. Me da wase se wabeto afa ha. God bless you. Papa, yebekasa backstage. Thank you.
Yo, bye bye. I think